Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Tori LeBeau back to you. Again, I'm not going to waste any time with introductions. You can like, comment, subscribe, but we're going to get straight to the point in this one. I want you all to understand. You see the title, Why You as an Afro-Diasporan Should Seek to Learn Other Languages. First off, everyone knows that as Afro-Diaspora, they separated us. Before all of this separation, we were a people with different tribes, yes, but yet we were a people and knew who we were. At this point in time, we don't know who we are. You can think that you know who you are. God might have told you who you are. You might be the rare few, the rare person who has or does know because God told you, but the majority of us think that we're Americans, Colombians, Hondurans, Brazilians, French, English, Jamaicans, Costa Ricans, whatever you want to say, Venezuelans. We were spread out all across the globe. And really, you can even say that, in Australia, we were sent over there. We were sent over into India. We were sent into all of these, in Asia, all of these places. Asia Minor speaks about that in the Bible. So, with us being separated, what does it have to do? What it comes to is that we don't speak the same language. So we try to unify, but how are you going to unify? Let's say that you're in America, because a lot of people in America, let's be honest, a lot of you Americans, you don't really know. No, I'm not going to say you American, but I'm going to say Americans as a whole. We kind of really just out of it. When I say out of it, I mean we're really not in tune with what's going on in the whole world. People who are in other countries, they know more about what's going on in our country than we know about what's going on in their country or what's going on in our own country ourselves. Why? Because we in bubbles, we in boxes. We so busy working like slaves that it's hard for us to really, be of interest to things that are going outside of the country. And, if you talk to an American, most of the times, you say, they'll complain about what's going on in America. And then you give them the suggestion, why don't you move outside of America? They say, I'm not moving outside of America. America is the greatest country in the world. We had this belief. But all of us in America know that we're not really free all the way. You can ask as many African Americans as you can, people who have some sort of brains. And of course, they're going to say, we have freedom to a point. So we're not really under dominion. But the thing is that we all speak about unity and unifying us. But how are we going to unify ourselves if we don't even speak the language of someone who's, of the Afro-Diaspora in a different country? America is great at divide and conquer. And because America is great at divide and conquer, we really think that we don't need to connect with our Afro-Diasporan in the different countries. We think only the people who speak English are of us. And sometimes people who even speak English, we don't even think that they are of us. But they are. They are. Jamaicans are just another tribe. Jamaicans I would say they are Benjamin, because they ravenous just like Benjamin the Wolf. If you know about the 12 tribes of Israel, go and check it out. You know what I'm talking about. For those who don't know and they believe themselves to just be indigenous or whatever, African Americans, it's a whole other thing. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm only stating the facts of what I see and what I know and what I believe myself to be as an Israelite. But just because we speak the same language don't mean that we are us. They pinned us against each other in America. We think that, I hear this argument a lot. White people, I get along with white people better than I do with African Americans. Willie Lynch. It goes back to the Willie Lynch. If you read that letter, you will understand why we fight so much in America and beyond. I would say in America because it was very much implemented amongst Americans, how to make a slave. Secondly, connecting with the diaspora. How can you connect with the diaspora if you expect your diasporan to always speak English. English is not really a language with culture. English is a basic language that you use when you cannot speak or when you do not know the language of the other person. You come to terms and you both use English in order to be able to converse and understand one another. But yet we as people, what about the Colombians? What about the Afro-Diaspora that's deep in the barrios of Colombia, Honduras, Venezuela? I know that a lot of you guys are not trying to go over these places. A lot of you people just trying to go on vacations and you want to go to the beach and you just want to enjoy yourself. This is not for those people, because those people are trying to connect with the diaspora. I'm speaking to the persons, or not persons, because how can a persons be plural? But person and people would be plural. I'm speaking to the people who are looking to connect, who are looking to build, who their purpose is, look, we got to build our community. We have to build our people up. I'm looking for those people. I'm speaking to those people, because those are the people that have to go into the down and dirty, who have to go into the barrios. Because those barrios, you're going to find people who have low education. They had never had a chance to learn English. English is something, English, French, these are languages that normally they put in schools, and the person who does not have money or access to the schools is not able to have access to learning these languages. So you trying to go and speak English to a person from those barrios, it's going to be real hard, and you're going to think that there's no one out there, but yet there's a lot of us out here we got to connect with. And even if we're trying to do business internationally, Africa is split up into like 54, 56 countries. There's a lot of languages to learn. You might not have to be able to learn all of the dialects and everything, but you might have to learn at least the main European languages: English, French, Portuguese, Spanish. What's the other one? There's one more, I know that there is. But Arabic would definitely be a great one to learn, because you can communicate with a lot of people with Arabic. We aren't limited, and quit limiting yourself. Quit saying that, quit thinking that you're limited to one language and it's too hard to learn another language. You shouldn't limit yourself for nothing. We got how many years on this earth? Probably about at least 80 if you do it smartly, maybe more if if God's willing. You can learn, you can pick up things. Learning a language might only take you about a year to really pick it up and be able to converse. You have to go through the steps of stumbling over your words, not understanding what you're saying, people not understanding what you're saying, people correcting you saying things wrong, in order for you to learn how to say and speak. Because once your mind starts capturing the words, you learn, your mind thinks differently. And so it's a benefit to you, not only to you, but also to the other person. Because if you're a person who has options, or you have access, you have resources, you speaking to someone who's on the ground who only speaks, their mother tongue, not even the mother tongue, the slaver's tongue, because we all speak in the slaver's tongue. English is not our tongue. English is not an American's tongue, or a black person, an Afro-Diasporan's tongue. We were raised here. It's not the tongue of any Afro-Diasporan that ended up in Colombia, Afro-Diasporan that ended up in Brazil, or any of those. Spanish is not, Portuguese is not. These aren't our languages, but we have to learn them. We have to speak them, right? And we have more access when we speak more languages. We have more opportunity when we speak more languages. So you as a person have to be able to think and not limit yourself to your false beliefs, because the beliefs that you can make, you have to create a new belief system. White people told us for so many years that we couldn't do certain things, right? That's why you see the barrios, projects full of our people not doing nothing. selling drugs because they weren't taught anything different, right? They were showed that this was what they could do, and they were showed oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, because I don't see my people doing such, or they give us basketball. So many of us playing basketball because they gave it to us. How many of us are actually studying science, technology? I'm not saying that there's none of you that's not doing it. What I'm saying is the majority of us is not doing it. When you have a majority of white people who are in tech, majority of white people who are in science, I keep saying that word, Caucasians, they're in the science, they're in the tech, they're in all of these fields, the stocks, the economics, the finances, they're in fields that we as people need to be in. And because we don't dominate it, because we haven't figured out the system, we can't dominate it. And then we still have to connect in order to make the unity. So if we're gonna make unity and truly unify our people, us as a people have to learn the languages of our people. You can't stop at English. Do not let yourself be stopped at English. People, it's not it. You go to a different country, you're gonna feel yourself lost. And then Americans had this issue of thinking that they are supposed to conform to us. No. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. That goes for when in Costa Rica, do as the Costa Ricans do. When in Africa, do as the Africans do. When in Asia, do as the Asians do. Yeah, I don't have to keep going on that. Let's stop trying to be like white people, like the Caucasians, and let's make our own people, connect with our own people, and let's bring it out. Because we can do beautiful things if we start figuring out the system, creating a system, connecting with our people. We gotta connect. They say to network. Your network is your net worth. But at the same time, maybe we networking with the wrong people. Or maybe we are networking with the right people, but we're not networking enough, working enough with more people that we need to. Our people. Don't just think about the people that can make you money. Don't just think about, and don't just dispose of the people that you feel like are not worthy. There's a lot of people in these projects. There's a lot of people I would say maybe the younger ones, but America is a little difficult. It's a little difficult ball game. But there's a lot of people in these other countries that have potential, especially in Africa. I know Africa has been colonized just like, us here in America and this side of the hemisphere. But there's so much that we can do. But we can't limit ourselves to not learning the languages so that we can connect. Connect. That's our word for today, connect. It's so easy for an African American or an American to discharge and dispose of people when they feel that they are useless and not useful. But we need to connect. Connect to the diaspora. How do we connect? Language. Love. Meeting of the minds. So this toilet bowl coming at you once again. And look, if you really looking to build, I'm gonna be always speaking about these topics and what we can do to change and lift our people, because it doesn't seem like a lot of our famous actors, actresses, and singers, rappers are doing it. They get their money and they're like, I'm good, man. Let me show them. Let me show it.